Hello and welcome to your Daily 5. This is Erin Swenlin from DecisionPoint.com, and I'm here to show you my 5 most important charts going into next week. So let's get it started, but here is a little bit about DecisionPoint.com. I have 2 reports, the DP Alert and DP Diamonds. The DP Alert's going to give you everything you need to know about the market, which would be the first part of your Daily 5 that I'm showing you. And the Decision Point Diamonds is going to give you 10 stock and ETF picks. And that is going to be the last slide in my presentation from that report. If you want to try us out for 2 weeks for free, just use coupon code DP Trial and the number 2. All right, we're going to start, of course, with the SPY. Let's look at the daily 5-month. Okay, so we have been, yesterday obviously was quite the trading day. I had to step out of my office, and from one second to the next, it seemed like the market was way down. And then I came back and it was like, whoa, what happened? So we ended up with this big bullish engulfing candlestick. You can see that right now we did clearly open a little bit higher, but price is pulling back now after hitting that declining tops trend line. Now we've drawn in a falling wedge. It's hard to tell that it's a falling wedge. So, you could really consider it a declining trend channel as well. Overall, it's, I think that we could see this as a falling wedge and a possible breakout just based on what we were seeing yesterday. But that could have just ended up being a fluke. And now starting to see some of the price action on the day, seeing the VIX there on the bottom, right here underneath its moving average on my inverted scale. That suggests internal weakness. It seems like yesterday the short covering was just very intense. And now I think we're going to get back to business of this bear market and moving lower. Let's look at the Swenlin trading oscillators and the ITBM and ITVM. So the Swenlin trading oscillators on top there are the short-term indicators, and the ITBM and ITVM are the intermediate term indicators. So yesterday, both sets of indicators turned back up. That's really encouraging. But the problem is it was such a weird trading day. I almost don't trust the fact that these indicators have moved up. I mean, normally I see this and I get all excited, but just seeing the quick failure of the rally that we've seen at the end of September and now very quickly not the end of October, the middle of October. So, I'm not liking the way the price action is acting. This is usually a really good sign to see these both turning up at the same time. And the intermediate term indicators have been particularly prescient on telling us whether we're going to get a more staying, a rally that's going to stick around. And they've been pretty good about that, as well as at tops. So I was really encouraged to see this, but I do take this with a grain of salt, and I suggest you do as well. The Golden Cross Index and the Silver Cross Index, these are the decision point indicators that we absolutely adore. We just recently created them. You'll only find these on StockCharts and DecisionPoint.com. All right, so the Silver Cross Index and the Golden Cross Index. First, you need to know what they mean. The Golden Cross Index, most people are familiar with the Golden Cross. That is when the 50-day EMA crosses above the 200-day EMA. So what we decided to do to measure participation was to measure how many stocks have a Golden Cross. And so it's a simple concept. And it's really interesting that nobody else has come up with it that we're familiar with. But the Golden Cross Index tells you how many stocks have a Golden Cross or a 50 above the 200. The Silver Cross is kind of the next level down. It's a Silver Cross is a 50-day EMA positive crossover. So this measures how many stocks have a 20 above their 50-day EMA. So that has really started to look ugly. Yesterday, it did decelerate, but overall, I would consider it declining. And a top beneath the signal line is pretty ugly. We only have 14.6% of the S&P with a 20-day EMA above the 50-day EMA. This isn't overly surprising given the look of the EMAs on the SPY chart right now. You'll find that with indexes and sectors and industry groups, a lot of times they have the same EMA configuration as their home sector or their home index. So right now, I'm not liking the way the Silver Cross looks. The Golden Cross is trying to make an attempt at turning up as well. Both of these occurred on that crazy up day that we had yesterday. Now we're going to see if these indicators are going to really stick now that we've had these very positive moves on all of these indicators. We just don't trust it, and seeing the way that price opened today, I think we were correct in not trusting it. Now, we also measure participation in terms of how many stocks have a price above their 20, 50, and 200. This was also telling me that there might be a little bit, again, taking what happened yesterday with a grain of salt, because we didn't really see that expansion in stocks with a 20 above their 50. We didn't see a big expansion of stocks above their 20 or stocks above their 50. And, you might say, oh, well, the market was down a long way, and that would be why. No, that's not what I would say, because most of the rallies that occurred pushed price well above where the prices were the day prior. So I would have expected to see much more growth here in this participation. We didn't get it. All right, let's focus now into a sector and an industry group. I really like consumer staples right now. It is a defensive group, but it's been seeing a lot of love lately. You can see you've got really pretty good relative performance going on right here against the S&P. You could see that the expansion in the participation is very nice of stocks above their 20, 50, and 200. And you're not getting too much of a rocky move on the way up. We saw on those golden and silver crosses on the SPY and on the 20 and 50-day stocks above their 20, 50-day 200, we saw dips, some pretty substantial dips, and then moves up. This has been a really nice rising trend on all of these for consumer staples. The Golden Cross looks pretty bad here, but if you recall, the S&P 500s was reading at about 24%, and the Golden Cross for consumer staples is almost 40%. So don't let the position fool you. Just know that there is still some internal strength going on within the staples sector. I'm not really thrilled with the Silver Cross Index, admittedly, but we know that we're seeing an expansion in stocks above their 20 and 50. So it's only a matter of time before we start seeing the Silver Cross moving up. You can see that volume has really started to pour in on consumer staples, and we're getting this sort of nice little reverse head and shoulders pattern that is setting up, as well as a breakout from that declining trend. Now, you remember the SPY, we did not have that breakout yet. We have it on consumer staples, and you can see that we're going to get a PMO crossover buy signal on the consumer staples sector. So I'm liking the look of consumer staples right now. All of this, investing and expanding your exposure right now is highly risky, but I know a lot of you, want to be in, and some of you have to be in if you're a money manager. And this was an area I thought was really interesting. Now, within that, I did end up on my ETF day for Decision Point Diamonds, presenting the food and beverage ETF, FTXG. And you can see a really nice setup here with that double bottom. We did get to this area of overhead resistance here, and it is turning away. But overall, we did get it's still hanging out above the confirmation line. We got confirmation as it broke out, and I would be looking for a move above that 20 and 50. It's failing right now, but I still think we're going to see that pop above that area. The nice thing about this one is you can have a very thin stop of about 4.4%, PMO on a buy signal, Everything's really going the way that I wanted it after I picked it on Wednesday. So I'm pretty much liking the look of this one, and might be worth a try. All right, that's it for me on your Daily Five. I want to thank you for watching. Again, my name is Erin Swenlin from DecisionPoint.com. If you're interested in trying out our subscriptions, just go to the beginning of this particular recording and you'll find the coupon code for a 2-week free trial. Again, thank you and good luck and good trading.
Hey, Grayson Rose here with StockCharts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider giving it a like down below, maybe leave us a comment, and if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe at the link up above. We're gonna bring you daily content from an incredible collection of technical analysts and financial experts.